motion, like knocking over tables and baking ale and rah, rah. Yeah, and that's like your "we gotta salt the earth" speech. Yeah, that's how I saw it in my head.
Oh yeah, we gotta get him down.
Balder, I go to the Longhouse to do battle. Not as you may expect, but still, I will be putting my life in danger. If I need to turn the Norse against Gyrni, how would you suggest I do that?
Well, that is simple. She is a witch who has offered us a deal to kill them all. And they are a notoriously superstitious bunch. And, of course, she's a woman.
A fine point, a fine point. I will remember that. Thank you.
I mean, what more could they possibly need to strike her down?
Just want to remind everyone that may have joined the chat, not a bunch of sexist. We are role playing correctly the genders of 905 Iceland. Just really want to emphasize that point. Please don't sue me. All right. So what's the plan moving forward here?
So Grim Ulfson is going to go to the Longhouse, and he is going to act as the distraction. He is going to try very, very hard to convince the Norse that Gyrni is a threat, that she is actively trying to destroy them, and Frecky's in on it. This is his plan all along. I am going to try to sow dissent. I am going to try to cut both heads off the snake, so to speak. In the hope that without
a two-headed snake?
Yeah, it's like one of the freakish radioactive ones where it's got like two branching. Yeah.
Yeah. You mean a codicus or whatever?
I don't even know. Whatever, like that analogy. Let's.
Yeah, the snake that's on the staff that represents medical.
Oh yeah.
Caduceus.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like that. But I mean, really, this is Grim going and trying to draw as much attention to what's going on in the Longhouse as possible, and by the warriors in the village the opportunity to fight. Grim is getting old at this point. He's not quite the warrior he once might have been. He feels that this is the best way that he can contribute to the success of this plan. So that is Grim's plan.
Kill himself.
Basically.
A lot of death will happen this night.
All right. Birdie, what's your plan here? Focus on the game going forward. I didn't hear a lot about what you were going to do. Birdie?
I mean, I think at this point, she thinks there's a chance. I mean, I think she thinks there's a chance. And Olaf is unswayable. And I don't think she would leave his side in a fight at this point. I think she would want to go back and send her children with Grimm's family. So they would go stay with them, and she and Olaf will go follow the plan.
If you mention something like that, Heidi Holbase will be like, I could get the children and Grimm's family and take them with me to Aitlandshold. We'll take Grimm's horses and ride them there. They'll be safe.
I will go and see my family I forget Grimm's wife, but she's a friend of mine.
Hildred. Yeah, I'm going to be going to see her as well, obviously. Arthur, this is perhaps rushing a lot of things, but as we established, I do have people working on my farmstead.
Yeah.
I would like to try to use my labor that I earned at the beginning of this session to have someone craft an item in my blacksmith shop that is probably in story, literally just being assembled. But
okay, so I think your blacksmith shop arrived like at noon.
Yeah.
And Olaf Olafsson Jr. has been forging something the whole time. Yeah. And now he brings it steaming out of the quenching barrel, and we finally see that it is
it is going to be a sword.
Ah, fine sword indeed.
Hopefully.
How good of a sword is it?
Well, that's the question we're about to find out.
It is,
Um,
isn't it?
So I
Oh,
am
yeah.
going to. I think I'm probably retroactively spending silver for the ore that it would cost to make this. So I want to say it's a few bits of silver to buy one ore and
Right.
to start the forge. So here's my verse to see how well it works.
Here's Olaf Olafson's first journeyman piece.
Okay.
It's okay.
Olaf Olafson Jr.
It is.
Son
It
of
is.
Olaf
It is
Olafson.
okay. I am going to spend the remaining bits of silver for an additional ore to make it complete, a complete sword, like a
Okay.
good sword.
Yeah, he had to use extra metal to get it done. But
I had
once
to use extra metal to
reforged-
get it done, but I now have a sword.
Does this sword have a name?
That is an excellent question. I am not going to be the one to name it. It is going to be the one who wields it that will name it.
Who shall wield it?
We will get to that whenever I go see my family.
Okay. All right.
Oh
interesting.
shit! I love it. It's
All
awesome.
right. All
So
right.
proud of my son. I'm gonna tear up a little bit.
So I
He did
think
waste like twice as much ore making it, but that's okay. We'll
he's a
Considering
journeyman. He's
that-
not a master yet.
he's not a master. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right.
Literally the first time he's worked alone with no one to help him. Give him a little break here.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
and you're like, well, I guess it's okay. It's kind of shitty. Here's some extra ore. Make it a little better.
All right. So I think the scene moving forward is Grim and Bertie running back to Grim's farmstead, where Olaf Olafson Jr. awaits, plus Grim's family. Heidi Holdbasin accompanies you, but he is out gathering the horses so that they can ride down to Aitland Crushed Hands farmstead. So, scene in. Bertie and Grim are busy packing things up and gathering the families, and they say,
Hildred, my wife,
"Yes,
you're not gonna like this, but there's something I must do, and you must take our children away so they will be safe from the Norwegians who have landed on our shores.
Norwegians. What are Norwegians doing here?"
Norwegian? Norse? Is it? Oh, okay. I thought you were saying I said that wrong.
No, I
They
was,
have come to take our lands. They have offered us a deal that would cost us our youngest daughter, one which I will not take. You must flee this home and go where you will be safe.
She says, "Flee this home. We arrived here less than 5 years ago. We've put so much work into defending this place from Christians, from Aitland Crushed Hands. We're just gonna pull up stakes and run. Our whole life is here."
I think that's probably enough time that Bertie would have gathered her children in a rush and come bustling over.
Yeah. Okay.
And so she'll sort of like bang on the door and barge in, shooing her 3 children in. Hildred, you must act quickly. There is no time to waste. You must get away from here. Your only chance of refuge is with Aitland Crush Hands. The Norwegians will surely be the end of us all if we stay.
That sounds like you're raising your voice and talking sense, right?
Sure, let's do it.
The Norwegians will surely be the end of us.
I also get a +1 because that's getting my family out of town. That's my forward, I think.
I think your forward was.
Oh, you're right. I took the minus. Well,
You did. Don't fight the Norwegians. Was your
yeah.
your
Okay.
advice.
All right. All right.
At least
Yeah.
it's not ongoing, so it's just a
I'll let you take the
one-time
plus
thing.
one here because instead of staying and fighting, you are basically being like, "Let's go."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But since it's not an ongoing thing, that's basically
Just get it now. You get the plus.
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's a one-time use.
Yeah,
So,
it's a one-time
so did you succeed there or no?
He has a 9 with.
Okay. If he hadn't rolled so fast, I would have given him a bonus on his roll.
Oh yeah, it's easily a success with a 9, I think.
Yep. You talk sense. The sense you're talking is we need to go now. And
Yeah, she
you
needs
have the
to
one
go.
hold. So
No.
she immediately says, "Fine, okay. You're talking sense, Bertie Haraldsdottir. Let me go find Gurney. We'll need her in order to make the journey. She can protect us."
Gurney is no friend to this family. She is the one who wishes to take our daughter from us.
Like, I can't deal with this.
Does she? Is there a role for my entire worldview is crumbling apart in one conversation?
Yeah, I mean, like, she's looking outside and the water is literally being drained from the land and going into the sky. And you guys are like, the Norwegians are here. Also, the village elder, she's evil.
So, can I spend a bond with Hildred to ask how can I get your character to take our children and flee?
Yes, you do so. She needs some reassurance that if we flee, you'll be back. Like this, you're gonna you personally are gonna retake your farmstead, and that life will return to normal once this is over.
I assure you, Hildred, that I do not go to do battle. I go to ensure that our people have time to escape. You are yourself included. I do not intend to die this day, but there is danger in everything.
So she puts her nose up and says, "Fine. Just remember that your family loves you. That the gods watch over you, even though this may be the end of times."
Everything I do for you and my children.
Heidi Holdbasin rides up on his horse outside. He's got all the other horses. He's like, come on now.
Before you go, Sigurd, where are you?
Sigurd steps forward and says, "Father, I am a man. Let me fight with you."
Your job is to protect your mother and your sister.
I can
I
protect
cannot
them
send
by
them off.
fighting, Father. I'm strong enough. Olaf has been teaching me.
You are strong enough. That is why I have a gift for you. And I go and I retrieve the sword that was created, and I give it to him. This is a great responsibility. You cannot. A man must use a sword wisely. If you use it unwisely, you will surely cause death and destruction to yourself and those you care about. I send you off to protect your mother and your sister now. It is your responsibility, and I hope that you are able to keep them safe. I also go and try to keep them safe, but I do so without a sword.
While you're talking, he's waving the sword back and forth. He just looks amazed at it and he says, "I'll call it Drekitunga, the dragon's tongue. My own sword. Very well, Father. I will protect my family.
So does that
One
count
day
as...
I will be a great warrior, just like Olaf Olafsson."
I do believe you are. You will be.
He tosses his hair back to try to look cool for his sister. He's like,
Does he accidentally cut his hair with the sword as he does it?
So I think he like grabs Mule by the arm and is like, "Come, Mule. You can ride on my horse like a great warrior." Yeah!
And I think at
Heidi
that
just
point,
rolls his eyes at you.
I think at that point, you stole the exact conversation that Bertie was going to have with her children because, I mean, that's it, right? We're sending
Maybe
all
you're
of her...
also having that conversation at the same time, exact same words, and it's just split screen of both of you talking.
Except for there's like a little miniature Dane axe for
I think
the
he's
son.
using his Smith's tools.
Oh, okay, all right.
Like he's
Yeah,
carrying
I'm good
around
with
his
that.
Smith's hammer. It's a nice big solid iron piece.
Yeah, and I would Bertie would congratulate him on a job well done. She's heartfelt and so proud. Like this is what she had wanted from the beginning was for him to succeed, and it's truly she's proud to see it in these dire times.
At the same time that Sigurd says, "I am a man," Olaf Olafsson Jr. from across the room also says, "I am a man. I have my hammer."
All right.
And every time one of them says, "I've been training with Olaf Olafsson," they're both like, "I've been training with Olaf Olafsson." Exact same conversation.
Do we get little flashback montages of them all doing their different trainings?
Yeah, probably like each of them on a separate side of Olaf Olafsson, and he's like defending against one and then makes a jumping thrust at the other, and yeah.
Oh man.
And it's a montage, so they slowly get better as the conversation goes on. And it keeps
Sure.
cutting between that and the split screen mom talks.
While there's lightning upside down and water rising into the sky. Jesus Christ.
No, chat. Balder has not thrown himself into the ocean yet. If
Oh,
we're
no.
done with this scene,
I
are we
am.
done with this scene?
Yeah. Bertie is.
Yeah, I believe that I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
We cut over to Balder Odinson. What were you doing while all this was happening, Balder?
Gathering up for a sacrifice.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that.
I get to use one of my goatee abilities. I'm not going to call the entire village together for a sacrifice. This is going to be just me. And just me using my, basically, silver and stuff I have to sacrifice, basically, all of my remaining possessions.
So which move are you using?
So what is this?
Float?
That would be right.
Okay.
I can't.
So do you want a boon on this? I got a few bonds that I can spend to help you.
Nope. It actually it doesn't actually work that way. Master of Bloat, I need a roll for, but that requires me to basically call the entire village together and make a grand gesture of it. I don't really think we have time for that right now.
Okay, so how much silver are you sacrificing?
I am sacrificing. I have. See, rights isn't exactly specific. The level in silver, but is that handfuls of silver?
Handfuls of silver is 2 bits.
Yes, but it says just you sacrifice silver on a 1-for-1 basis. Is
right,
that
so 2 bits of silver, which is a handful of silver, is 2.
excellent?
So you have 2. What would you like to do while you conduct your rite?
So basically, I have 4 bits of silver, and I'm going to convert
So 2 handfuls, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to convert them on a 1-for-1 basis to gain 4 bonds with Thor, the god.
Well, you gain bonds with the gods.
Bond with the gods, basically 4 of them. I think we might need those.
Okay.
I could also let them have bonds with me, but I'm not fully understanding how that can be useful in this system if they have a bond with me. But because that just lets okay, I'm going to give them 1 bond with me.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to get 3 bonds with them. Just in case it helps in any way. And I basically sacrifice everything I have and conduct a rite.
All right. At the end of the rite, the gods spend their bonds. All right. So, like, through the smoke and the blood and the sacrifice, you see a vision of a tall man with an eye patch and a spear, with a raven on his shoulder. And he says,
bow before Odin.
Balder, son of myself, what is it you wish that I would do?
I wish that the gods would protect my village, my people. I go now at Thor's request to throw myself from the rocks. He has promised me to help against these invaders to protect our lands. I only wish that you and the remainder of the pantheon, your sons and daughters and family, protect my family. That is all I wish.
So, he's not moving, but you get the idea that he's drawing into the distance. And he offers you one final piece of advice, and he says, Thor is not here this night. And then your vision clears, and you're standing before your sacrifice shrine.
Who is it, then, that is offering me this deal? Interesting.
I wish I had a Cheshire cat just so I could put it in front of the camera right now.
How do I find out? How does that work? Is there any way to do that? Using my priestly magics.
You could find whatever the voice was and offer it a gift in order to gain a bond with it, and then spend it to learn something about it.
Well, I have gifts to give. I don't know where that, but I don't know where the voice came from. It came from inside my head, so voice that I heard before, promiser of great things. I would offer you gifts if you would tell me who you are. I wish to know who I ally myself with. I offer you. I do not know if you want money, fine wine, slaves, land. I do not know what you wish, but ask your price and you shall have it. You've already asked one thing, but I do not wish to know who I am throwing myself at the mercy of before I do so.
So the voice echoes around you and in your head, and it says, "You wish to know me, and you will pay a price. Spill the blood of a Norseman into the bay, and I will tell you my name."
Does it have to be me? I'm asking you, Arthur. I'm sure I'm going to have some problems with that, being an unarmed man at the moment.
Well, not necessarily. Like, you are already going to be throwing yourself into the ocean. Why not just take one with you?
Hey, that's a good point. Let's go and see if one of them wants to join me on this on the jump.
Hey, what are you doing tonight? Jumping into the ocean? Me too.
I am the Gothi of this village. I wish to show you show you
It's a shame
around
Heidi
the place.
has taken off, because I'm pretty sure he's Norse, isn't he?
I mean, he's as Norse as any of you.
Fair enough.
That is true. That's a good point. I'm just going to walk off towards the bay and call him out on that part and cut my hand on my ritual dagger.
Okay. All right.
I used to be Norse. Does that count?
You spill your own blood into the bay, and you hear the voice laughing in your head, and it says, "Now I can see why you were once my priests. So tricky getting around my own words. I am Loki."
Ah, Loki, you used to be my favorite. I still wish you no ill will, but although I have devoted myself to Odin, I only wish to know that you will protect my village and the people in it and stand up to your side of the bargain. I
cannot promise what you ask. I say only that if you are to join me beneath the waves, that those ships will not land.
Very well, Loki. I guess the circle is complete. I began after so many years of worshipping you. Once again, I turned back to you in hopes that you will be able to save us, and I grant you what you have asked. And you get a really nice scene of me standing there on the cliff's edge, rain and all. And,
you sure you're ready to do this? You don't have anything else you'd like to do before you kill yourself?
Oh,
I thought you had
shit.
some things that you needed to do just to cut in here. Not that this isn't fucking dramatic as shit, man.
This is fucking dramatic as shit. That's the point.
There's not many characters I've been able to talk into killing themselves.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's amazing.
For the good of the village,
Okay.
Balter is going to go through with his character arc. I can still I can still use those bonds of mine to give people bonuses before I go, right?
Yeah. More importantly, I think that there's a move when you die that you leave behind a memento to somebody, right? And you can spend bonds through that. I
Yeah,
mean,
there's some rules for
when you
that.
die as a pagan, roll versed or +3 if you die in a fight or battle. On a hit, your name lives on, affecting those who come with you. Create a token, and your memory survives. On a 10 plus, you gain 3 bonds. On a 7 to 9, gain 1. Spend those bonds to influence those that know your memory.
You guys there?
Uh,
I just lost. I lost the last part of what you said.
Okay, I will copy it into Roll20.
so I'm gonna lawyer this and say that I'm clearly dying in a battle.
I'll allow for that. What
And I'm
memento
going.
do you leave behind?
I've bequeathed my temple to Grim. There in I toss aside my ritual dagger before I do so, which has basically been dedicated first to Loki and then to Odin. So it's sort of a two-faced hilt.
That's
Odin
creepy.
and Odin and Loki, yes, a little bit, but it's cool. And that memento will live on as the reminder of Baldur Odinsson's life from transitioning from a strict follower of Loki, a man who cared only for himself, to a wise old man who saw the error of his ways and wished to protect the people that he had caused so much grief.
So I think as you like spread eagle dive off the cliff and you're going beneath the waves and like you're like choking on not air, we cut to the scene of the dagger, and then like the dagger slowly fades, and we see like it goes from like sitting on a table to sitting on some sort of pedestal, and it's a museum in Iceland. And there's like a plaque next to it that's like the saga of Baldur Odinson, and it's like the myth of the man who gave his life to stop the Norwegians. And we don't have time to read the rest of the plaque as we cut back to Baldur dying. So here's the interesting part. During the break, you can roll up a new character, but your expert ability still applies to Grim, and you have all these bonds that you currently have, plus all the bonds that you have that you're about to roll for, that you can use to influence people from beyond the grave as Baldur.
Oh yeah, I have 3
I
extra
like it.
bonds.
Okay.
I
No,
have
you don't have 3 extra bonds yet. You have to roll for it. Oh,
I
yes,
just
you
did.
do. Yeah, you did roll for it.
I rolled like a 14, I think.
Oh shit! Really?
No, you get either +3 or.
Oh, okay. Then
So you
it
have
just
a 10. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's a 10. That's max, right?
So yeah, your memory lives on in this ritual sacrifice dagger that kind of amplifies your life as first a dishonorable coward to eventually a wise leader.
God, that's beautiful. I love
I
it.
don't know.
Yep.
I love everything about it.
Game
It's
is
awesome.
intense.
I love it. That was I did with my character what I intended. I made the arc complete. I'm happy.
All right. Let's talk about Birdie Hald's daughter and Grim Olsen. I think it's time to put your guys' plan into action.
Okay.
Who wants to go first? Is it going to be the Battle of Olaf Olafsson to save the village, or is it going to be the Battle of Grim Olsen attempting to assassinate Gurney to the witch?
So I almost think that we should do Grimm's story first, because on the very likely scenario that I screw it up, there's always the chance that Birdie could come in and just like kill everyone.
I think
So-
you're right. I think Grim goes first.
Is that what's going to happen? Like, you're about to die, Grim.
And then a
And
spear
then we-
thrust through the back of the wall and Gurney's skewered.
We'll see if that's how it happens. It might not be quite that epic, but let's go
No.
ahead. All right, Grim. So I'm
Okay.
guessing you're walking into the longhouse while Frecky and Gurney are floating
Yep.
on their nice little throne. There's about 10 Norwegians in here. And Meckley's in a corner singing a song about Harold the Fair-Haired. It sounds a lot like